What's up, Amazon sellers? I've been selling on Amazon now for the past 5 years, and I'm still receiving lots of questions on why I'm not using sourcing software. If you want to know the answer, stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and I've been selling on Amazon now doing online arbitrage for the last 5 years. Now in the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller, check this out. Recently, I started in the USA, and I'm a 6-figure Amazon seller, check this out. And hopefully in the near future, I'm gonna expand to another marketplace. And if you're interested in learning about my journey and what I'm learning on that journey, do make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Enough about me, what are we gonna go through today? Well, first things first, number one, I'm gonna talk about why I'm talking about this topic, why I'm not using sourcing software, and then number two, I'm actually going to give you the answer of why I don't use sourcing software, and then finally number three, I'm going to share some personal thoughts and what I've learned as well going forward. So let's get started. So first things first, why am I saying this? Why am I making this video? Well, look, I've been an Amazon seller now, doing online arbitrage, doing the online arbitrage model for the past 5 years. Basically, what do? I look for products online to buy low, to resell high for a profit on the Amazon marketplace. Now, if you don't know, looking for products online or sourcing, it takes a lot of time to do. And the hard part of looking for products online, which is, looking for products which match your criteria, ROI, profit, and so much more, that is the time-consuming part. Now, with this being said, lots of Amazon sellers are looking for ways where they can make sourcing easier for them, and I really understand that. Now, one of the ways, making sourcing easier is by using what's known as sourcing software. Basically, when an Amazon seller uses sourcing software, all they have to do is to choose from, in the sourcing software, which store they want, and the sourcing software will go and find the deals, and obviously their job then is just to review those deals and to find the products that they want to buy. Quite simply, sourcing software does all the job of it for an Amazon seller, from sourcing a product and supporting them in doing the initial analyzing of a product of whether it is profitable. Sounds good, right? But honestly, with my 5 years of selling on Amazon, I'm still not using any sourcing software within my Amazon business. Now, with this being said, many Amazon sellers are asking me in YouTube and on Facebook why I'm still not using sourcing software, given that it makes selling on Amazon so much easier. Now, that is why I thought I'd create this video today to answer this question in detail, because maybe you're thinking about it and want to know why I don't use it. Okay, so today I'm talking about using sourcing software, and I just want to ask you one quick question. Are you currently using or thinking about using sourcing software? Drop me a yes in the comments down below. If it's no, drop me a no. I want to see how many of us or how many of my viewers are actually thinking about using sourcing software. Let me know in the comments down below. Now, this leads me nicely onto why I don't use sourcing software. Now, before I answer this question, let me remind you that I'm not against using sourcing software at all. I came across many Amazon sellers who are making profits by using sourcing software. So it does work. And obviously I have seen it with other sellers. Now, my reason personally why I'm not using sourcing software may apply or may not apply to you as a seller, but obviously I have my own reasons, which I'll go through now. So first things first, number one, I think personally sourcing software makes you lazy. Now, for me, looking for products online and analyzing the profitability is the basic foundation of selling on Amazon using the online arbitrage business model. Now, basically, if you want to grow your Amazon business, let's say any business, you're going to need to know the foundations of your business on a deeper level. Why? Because by knowing your business foundations is your basis for, stepping up or growing your Amazon business, and obviously through your knowledge. Quite simply, you're going to need to put a lot of effort into building the foundations of your knowledge for your business. And by using sourcing software, this can in turn make you lazy by making you not reinforcing that foundation knowledge of the sourcing software, or of the sourcing process, which the sourcing software is doing. Now, the second reason I'd say is that everyone gets the same deals. Now, this is my opinion, but also not just from me, but also from other sellers. And a seller I recently interviewed called Gavin Sweeney, who is another Amazon seller in the UK. Basically, Gavin started with £1,500 worth of capital, and within 16 months, he'd already made £600,000 in revenue. Now, that is crazy. Now, back when he was starting, he started using sourcing software, and eventually he stopped. And let me share with you his answer why he stopped using sourcing software, which I think is a really valid point that I'll share with you now.
Someone is starting today. They're looking at getting started on Amazon. They're looking at manual sourcing, leads lists, and software sourcing. You said you started software sourcing but then you moved away from that.
Yeah.
Why? Like, surely that's like where you should be going. That's what we all think.
So the thing with software sourcing, right, these automated softwares, is that everybody uses them and they don't really pick up on like discount codes, promotions, exclusive email newsletters, the sites missing. Like, these sites were good to learn sites to source from, but then I had to like work out how to do it on my own. Now, because for example, right now I have very specific knowledge about so many different sites, and sourcing software is not going to pick up on that. So you can rely on like tactical arbitrage and source model, but from my experience, that's going to limit your growth as a seller to get to like where you want to go if you got like good ambitions. If you got 5,000 people using the same sourcing software, they're looking at the same size, they're looking at the same deals, you've got a good chance of hitting the same levels of saturation there. I think the best tool is usually a mix. Like, you might use a few sourcing softwares, then you mix that with like competitor sourcing, newsletter sourcing. So I think it's kind of like a journey that people go through where they start on RA, they move to OA, they start looking at deal sheets, they start looking at sourcing software, which can all be super useful. But what I done is I built like a list of the websites that was going well, or just like what type of websites I should look from, and then I just start sourcing from them myself.
I agree, and it's really interesting because I understand what you're saying. Like, I see it all over the forums. Hey, I'm using the sourcing software. This is too hard. It's not working. How do you guys do it? If you do the general same as everyone else, you get the same results. But the real money is in the niches. The real money is in understanding how a website works and how to do certain bits. And we were talking off camera about this, and you were mentioning about a website, and we won't name it. They had if you create an account, 1 in like 10 accounts has a special discount code that you're only supposed to use once, but you figured out that you could use it more than once for the entire day, and like you're racking like $5,000 through that one account. And that's about the domain knowledge and really trying to test things, and software just cannot do that.
Exactly, and that comes with experience. But how do you get that experience if you just rely on the sourcing software? Because it kind of cuts you off there, and that's what I learned, and I learned that the hard way. Because I must have been trying to use this sourcing software for like 2 months. Then I'd move away, and I'm like, oh, online sourcing is too hard. Go back to the software. And it's kind of like just going around in a circle. And it's like, okay, nope, gonna cut it off now. That's that, I'm done.
Now, that was a great interview with Gavin in person, and I love doing that, and I learned so much as well about him and his operation. Now, if you're interested in learning more and seeing that interview, do check it out up here. I'll drop a link to that video that you can watch. Now, according to Gavin's answer, he has 2 main reasons why he stopped using sourcing software. Now, the first reason is that using software is going to limit your growth. Why? Because quite simply, you're going to become reliant on the sourcing software, and it's not really going to give you an edge because everyone else has got the same edge as you have. Now, for me, I completely agree with this. In my Amazon business, one of the key aspects of why I've managed to achieve, should we say, £3 million in sales over the last 12 months. Not only do we know how to source and analyze deals, but also as well, we understand how to turn a good deal into a great deal by finding different edges, or maybe finding, further deals from that. It just makes us more efficient. Now, the basics of understanding of how to analyze and source a deal gives me a picture on what deals, we should be sourcing, which allows me to grow my business, but also as well, finding, voucher code, supporting them is going to help me improve my ROI, my profit margins, and I'm creating a process which is scalable by building a team out and obviously growing it to 3 million. Now, another reason of Gavin why he stopped using sourcing software is that most of the deals he got from sourcing software were saturated. What does this mean? Well, it has lots of other sellers, a lot of competition. Now, quite simply, lots of other sellers are, should we say, using the sourcing software to find the same deals, to find the same products, and obviously buying them, which basically means that when you come to sell your product, lots of other sellers have already bought the same product, shipped them into Amazon, and now there's a lot of competition on that listing within the Amazon marketplace. The net result is it lessens the profitability of those products. Now, with this, I think this is very true, and you can see it time and time again across the different products whereby you're seeing increased competition. Now, if you learn how to source products manually, then what you can do is you can start looking for products that maybe sourcing software doesn't find. Think about bundles, think about variation bundles, think about maybe where it doesn't match correctly, and actually it is the same product, but the software will maybe not pick it up because the title is slightly different. All these different things are going to help you out, or maybe even suppliers, which the software doesn't know about. Now, if you want to know more about, should we say, finding products online manually, which is what obviously I'm doing in my business and we've grown, then what I'll do is I'll leave a video up here about finding and sourcing products online check that out. I think you're going to love it. Now, the third reason for me is I just don't think it's a competitive strategy. For me, sourcing software does not give you an edge over other Amazon sellers. Now, how? Well, quite simply, sourcing software only limits the products you're going to find since it came from the sourcing software itself. Now, if you have a strategy, an edge, a way to find products online that the majority of other sellers are not doing, then that is where you are going to be profitable. That's where you're going to grow your business. And obviously you can scale it. But if you're doing what everyone else does, then it's just going to be limited. Like, it's going to be such a challenge and such a problem. And the possibility of finding more and better products than your competition is just going to be limited. So the products provided by sourcing software isn't going to help you grow your business because you don't have an edge over other people. Now, the fourth reason why I generally don't use it is because a lot of we talked about it earlier, the edge is about finding unique things which other people are not doing. So for me, when I think about this, is you're not going to find, should we say, unique promos or special promos for a supplier. Now, for me, it's about making money on arbitrage. And what do I mean about this is, well, quite a lot of suppliers might do like, buy this product to get this one half price. Software isn't going to find that. Or maybe you've got certain types of discounts whereby it's like 50% off, but it isn't a very easy to do promo. Unless you really understand about that supplier and you're in the details of the supplier, sourcing software just might skip that. And the result is you're not going to find any deals, but the intelligent sourcer will, and they'll find the great opportunities. And that is where you make the money. Now, for us as sellers, is finding products where we can save money means we can buy it cheaper and means we can make more profit when we resell them online for a profit. Now, by saving money when purchasing online, this can be done through many different ways, such as promotions, voucher codes, buy one product, get another product discounted, or even things like cashback, which are going to really help out, whereby the software is going to struggle to understand what's working and what's not. Now, by using sourcing software, a lot of the time it's just not going to find these products, and it's going to limit, or should they reduce the number of opportunities you're going to have. And really, the ones that you're not finding, they're the ones that you want to be finding, because they're the most profitable. Now, for me, these are some of the reasons why I'm not using sourcing software in my Amazon business. And again, I'm not against using sourcing software, and I think it has its place, but I think for you, some of the reasons why I think I don't use it, and I wanted to share that with you in this video today. Now, this leads nicely onto my third chapter, personal advice. A lot of people ask me, when growing Amazon business, what should I do? And if you look at my journey, I've gone very much down the virtual assistant route rather than using sourcing software. I want to kind of just explain some thoughts behind that and maybe share with you why I did that, and obviously see if that's relevant for your business. Now, quite simply, coming back, sourcing software can be great and it can help you, but I think coming back to what Gavin said, it does make you lazy. And I think for us, and when I look at it, is finding a deal is okay, it makes money, but stacking deals, stacking voucher codes, working out the system, putting it with cashback, that's where you make the real money. That's the good money that you want to be going for. So sourcing software can make you lazy, whereas doing it manually is really going to help out. And you're going to really start to understand the nuances of each of your suppliers and the way they work. Now, for me, I think sourcing software does have its place for maybe when you're getting started to help kind of broaden your horizons, but you still got the time-consuming process of checking for matches, maybe it's out of stock, can I actually sell it? Is it hazmat? Is it eligible to sell? All these other problems which actually just cause a frustration. And for me, what I look at in my business and what I've done is really I'm about building a team. Why? Well, quite simply, it's because sourcing software is great, but it does mean that I have to do the work. And you know what? Sometimes I can be lazy. Sometimes I just don't have enough time. But if I build a team of other people, well, quite simply, they are going to continuously work on this. And not only are they going to work on this, should they finding deals, but the longer they work on it, the better they get. They get more efficient and they start finding more deals which are going to work for my business. Sourcing software will find deals for everyone, just general, whereas a VA is going to find deals which work for my business and that meet my criteria and obviously what I'm looking for when I'm finding the deals. Now, that is something sourcing software really struggles with. Now, not only that, with a virtual assistant, you can also get them to do other work, like, for example, doing replenishables, going back, finding other suppliers, maybe even calling the supplier up and seeing if they can do bulk buying, something that we've done to great effect. Now, for me, this is the reason, and pretty much one of the reasons why I've decided to take the route of building a team with virtual assistants, because they have allowed me to not only, should we say, scale the business, but also become better as time goes on, because the team start learning, start understanding what's working, and they're more adaptable. And my God, it's just easier and means I don't have to do it. So for me personally, growing to 3 million over the last 12 months, I couldn't have done it without, my team of virtual assistants. And I love them. I think they're great and they add so much value to the business. And hey, who wants to work alone? It's nice to have some people to work with, and I love having my team. So thank you to them. That is one of the reasons why I use VAs over, sourcing software. Now, what I will say is that sourcing software is still good and it's a very viable way of building an Amazon business. But having virtual assistants, I have found personally better and allowed me to build bigger. And the other thing which I will say is all the bigger sellers who are even bigger than me, none of them are using sourcing software. They're also using VAs as well. If you want to, reinvent the wheel, you can. But if you just want to get successful, copy what other people are doing. Success leaves clues. Now, if you want to understand about, what a virtual assistant is and how it can help you grow your Amazon business, then what I'll do is I'll drop a video around here which is going to explain that all for you. Check that out, and I think you're going to love that. Now, hopefully you've liked this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up, and hey, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button down below. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson and FastTrackFBA, thank you very much.